is Fritz Nelson with TechWebTV at Interop 2008 in Las Vegas. I'm here with Lantronix. You may know Lantronix. Over the years. They've made everything from terminal servers to print servers, coined the term device servers. They've made switches, all kinds of networking equipment, and they are here at Interop showing Managed Links. Tell us what Managed Links is.
Well, Managed Links is a new form of remote access. I've heard the term remote access over the years, the old dial-up to get to internet access, and remote access servers, which were eventually replaced by broadband connections. And what we've found over the years is that with all the network enablement of devices and equipment, networking equipment, everything else, most companies today, they want to provide services to the equipment after they sell it. So companies that are selling servers, routers, switches to a smaller company, part of their revenue stream is to buy or to sell those services to maintain that equipment. Unfortunately, they have the same problem that anyone else has. That remote company isn't going to allow them access to their network through the internet, or through their firewall, or over the internet through their firewall.
But some do, though, right?
Some will, but those are few and far between. There's always a lot of negotiation with the IT people at a remote company and a service organization to allow that access. So it's very taboo to open a hole in a firewall. A number of the big companies that we provide products and solutions for had come to us with this problem, and we decided it was a valid problem to try to solve. And Managed Links does that. What it does is it provides a new form of remote access. It does that by using the broadband internet connection, allowing access to only specific equipment on the remote network while maintaining the integrity of the firewall at the remote site.
Tell us how it works. I mean, so somehow you got to get on.
Right. So at the remote site, the customer site, there's a small appliance that is provided to the customer with the equipment. It's actually so simple to install, you could literally mail it to the customer, and there's three things you have to do. Plug in the power, plug in the network, and from a configuration standpoint, the product comes with a USB thumb drive. You plug in the thumb drive, it gets its basic configuration right off the thumb drive automatically, and it phones home, and it authenticates to the management network. It can only authenticate to the network it's designed to. Everything's done with certificates. So it is very secure and yet very, very easy to deploy.
I'm going to play straight man for you here. You could do that with a VPN.
You know, so it is somewhat analogous to a VPN in some instances. People will argue that what a VPN does is typically provides remote users out in the field, like your field salespeople, to get access back to corporate resources or assets. It's very difficult to tell someone that owns a different network, it's not part of your company, I want to put a VPN on your network. The IT guys were going to knock that down right away, say absolutely not. Although VPNs are very secure, they're very complex to really narrow down. I can only talk to one or two devices on that network. So the fear of a remote customer is, I'm providing access to my whole network and creating a vulnerability. And this works in an opposite manner of that.
Paint a path for us how you get from print servers and terminal servers and device servers and switches to a product like this.
You know, that's a very good question. As you mentioned, we started out doing terminal servers back in 1989, the early 90s. Moved on to print servers, putting printers on a network. A huge hit for Lantronix. Did some Ethernet switches. And then in the mid-90s, we had companies saying, you know, we'd like to use your terminal servers to connect other things. LED displays, medical devices. Could we do that? So we showed them how to do that, but then it became, well, how could we do that with just a single port product? So we created this new product called the device server. And for Lantronix, that took off. We had a lot of OEM business, and then from there, that external single port device server moved into embedded technologies, and now we provide networking technology to literally thousands of companies around the world. And with that, as we network enable the thousands of devices out there in the world at the edge, which most people don't know that we're doing the networking to that, those companies, those OEM manufacturers in the world, and these are big names that you would normally hear, they come back to us and say, now that we've put all these devices on the network, we have this other problem. At the same time, we also were creating solutions for the data center. We provide secure console servers, KVM over IP solutions,
right,
and management appliance for the data center. So we've essentially been working at both ends of the network. What we've tried to do with Managed Links is pull the two together.
So you've kind of been creating the problem that you're now ready to solve. So.
Yes, that's a great analogy. That's a very great analogy.
Well, we've been here with Mark Prowten, who is the Director of Marketing from Lantronix. You can find them at lantronix.com. They're actually a neighbor of mine in Orange County, and I can find them right next door. This has been Fritz Nelson with TechWebTV.